Today I want to go over Nvidia's Q4 earnings report. We'll go over all of the numbers that they reported, but I also want to give a warning on what to watch out for the next couple of quarters from Nvidia's earnings. So if you enjoy the video, drop a like down below, and if you want to see more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe. Nvidia announced their earnings after hours on February 21st, and leading into these earnings, the stock was actually trading down almost 10%. However, after the earnings were released, the stock traded up over 17% in just the following trading day. And this massive trade up helped Nvidia hit a new all-time high of just under $800 a share. And the reason for such a strong movement up from the stock is because Nvidia came in and not only beat on top line numbers, but also bottom line numbers. They reported an EPS of $5.16 versus the expected $4.64. This was over an 11% beat on EPS. For top line numbers of revenue, we saw them report $22.1 billion compared to analyst expectations of $20.55 billion. This was a 7.5% beat on the top line. And this strong performance again was delivered by strong data center growth. We saw their reported revenue come in at $22.1 billion. That was up 265% year over year. Of that $22.1 billion, $18.4 billion of it was made up from data center revenue, and data center revenue year over year was up over 409%. For the full year, Nvidia put up revenue of $60.9 billion. This was up 126% year over year. And their bottom line growth was very nice as well. We could see that they reported GAAP EPS of $4.93. This was up over 765% year over year. And for non-GAAP EPS, they reported $5.16, and this was up 486% year over year. And for the full year, they came in with a GAAP EPS of $11.93 and a non-GAAP EPS of $12.96. And Nvidia's CEO had the following statement about their data center growth. Our data center platform is powered by increasingly diverse drivers, demand for data processing, training, and inference from large cloud service providers and GPU specialized ones, as well as from enterprise software and consumer internet companies. Vertical industries led by auto, financial services, and healthcare are now at a multi-billion-dollar level. And when the CEO is talking about large cloud providers, he is talking about two of the largest companies in the world, being AWS, Amazon Web Services, and Google. And these are strategic relationships to better help Google's Gemma and AWS utilize Nvidia's AI platforms. It's a little funny to think about, but Nvidia used to be seen as purely a gaming play, and their gaming revenue now is sitting at $2.9 billion. This is still up 56% year over year. However, compared to the data center growth that they've seen over the last 2 years, this has been dwarfed. Their gaming revenue is hardly anything compared to the $18 billion that they're putting up in revenue around data centers. The biggest question that I have around Nvidia is how long will this growth continue? $18.4 billion, up 409% year over year. Those are amazing numbers. However, at the end of the day, for them to continue growing at this clip, they would be making trillions of dollars in 10 years. And that is not realistic. At some point, they will slow down, but that growth could slow down to 30-40%, and that would still be an amazing growth rate for Nvidia. And right now, for Outlook, they're expecting their fiscal year first quarter of 2025 to put up revenue around $24 billion. And analysts have EPS numbers growing at a fast pace as well. We can see that year over year for 2025, they're expecting EPS to grow from $11.99 to $20.44. They do have a little bit of slowdown in 2026, expecting EPS to only grow to $25 per share. The biggest thing to watch out for with Nvidia over the next 3 to 4 quarters is their earnings announcements. We can see that of the last 4 quarters, they have beaten by double digits each quarter, 11% in the most recent quarter, then 19%, 29%, and 18%. What that means is that investors are expecting Nvidia to come in and beat their earnings each and every quarter. If we see them come in with a meet or even a miss, that could be very detrimental detrimental to the stock. And with the amount of excitement that we're seeing around Nvidia's earnings, I think that each quarter that they announce, we could see a 5 to 10% move either up or down in the stock price, just because of how much volatility is going on with this company. This reminds me a lot of Tesla a few years ago when they were announcing beats each and every quarter, and we were seeing the stock move up or down in 10 to 5% moves every quarter. Full disclaimer, I do not own any Nvidia shares. Obviously, it would have been great to buy them about a year and a half ago. However, I've kind of missed the boat, and right now I'm just watching Nvidia. I think it's a very fun story to watch, and I'm interested to see where this company goes over the long term. I think data centers right now are getting a lot of hype, and a lot of people are building them, whether it's Microsoft, Amazon Web Services, or even Meta are building out their data centers. And this is huge for Nvidia in the short term, but my question is long term, will this be sustainable? But keep in mind, do not buy a company just because some random guy on YouTube talked about it. Make sure you are doing your own research and looking into companies that meet your risk tolerance as well as your time horizon. With all that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like down below. And if you want to see more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe. And as always, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day.